Okay, when we first purchased the house, this was the first window we did. And at the time, we thought, okay, we're going to do this on every window. And you can see I nailed it in pretty good. And the reason we did this window first is because we knew we were getting a new electric line, because I had called them. They agreed that the one that was here was really bad, and they would replace the line from the house to the pole, and I'm very grateful they did that. And yeah, I do not like overhead lines, but in this case, I'm sure they weren't going to let me dig up the street, so that appeared to be the only option. And as far as I know, it is the only option. So we did this window. Originally, it was hooked on here on the house, and I guess it looped down here something. Maybe came down here and then over and then over. We didn't move the entrance panel. That's still in the same place. That was over here. I don't know if you can see that, maybe. So that's still in the same place, but I wanted it closer. And this seemed to be the only place I could do it, because if I did it over there, I don't know, I don't think it would have worked out good with all that stuff there, and all this would have been blocked. So I figured this was the best place for it. And I still think it is, given it has to be an overhead line. So I was able to carefully, on this side, pry it out. And it's 6 1/8 inches from right here down to here. So 6 1/8 on both sides. So I need to now, when I get home to my wood shop, make a new one. So what happened was, once we started ripping off more siding, it became apparent that the original ones were more like this. Not exactly, but much more like this. And once we had seen that, then we said, gosh, I can do that. So we started doing them. And so this one here, the original one, just didn't look good. And Amy's been asking me to change it. So the wires have been holding me off, but I'm being careful. And I have it off now. I do have some I made, but they're not this size. They're like 5.5, so they're not going to work here. So I'm going to have to use them in the spots I made them for. And I'm just going to have to make one for here. So we're not going to be able to get that on this trip, but it's insulated. Hopefully the birds don't pull it out. If they do, I'll have to put more in. But we can get the rest of this primed, a bunch of the painting done. And we can't totally finish the painting because we need that, but we're going to get a bunch done anyway. So it's really cleaned up. Come a long ways on it. Lots of cleaning, wear a mask, eye protection, and I pretty much have swept up most of it, so it's out of the way. I did pull up a few more pieces. I need to get them yet. But you can see how much better this looks. Just huge difference. And yeah, this is old school. You know, most people would put a new window in, but that's not in our budget, and I'm not sure we would if it was anyways, just because of what we're doing. Okay, so I think it's time to prime, or at least maybe that's not ready to prime. That needs more time to harden, but at least I could prime this, or maybe I don't know, I'm tempted on pulling another window off and start preparing that one. Have two going at the same time, because our shade is still here. You know, it's going to leave here in probably 2 hours. But I do have some shade on the other side of the house now, or the end behind me. Okay, so the original one is off. Not the original. The original one when we purchased the house. First one we did. And we're going to go back to the original style. Much more like the original style.